Shabbat Shalom. This week's parsha is Mishpatim. In 6 years thou shalt sow thy land, and gather in the increase thereof. But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie fallow. Exodus chapter 23, verses 10 through 11. 6 days thou shalt do thy work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest. Exodus chapter 23, verse 12. For 1,000 years in thy sight are as yesterday, when it is past, and as a watch in the night. Psalms 90, verse 4. For 6,000 years of history shall pass, then the sabbatical millennium, according to traditional Jewish thought. This understanding is based upon the Shemitah cycle, as well as the weekly Sabbath and other commandments mentioned in Parsha. The Shemitah year, the 7th year, where the land lies fallow, follows 6 years of work on the land, where the land is sown with seed and the produce is gathered. The weekly Sabbath is a day of rest following a 6-day work week, the 7th day being when God rested from creating the world. We are commanded to rest as well. Thus, a comparison may be drawn based upon these examples, pointing towards the 6,000 years of history that will be followed by a 1,000-year rest, an era of peace and prosperity. For a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day to Elohim. After the sabbatical millennium, when the natural cycle of 7 days is completed, the new heavens and the new earth will appear. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former things shall not be remembered nor come into mind. Isaiah chapter 65, verse 17. If thou buy a Hebrew servant 6 years, he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free. Exodus chapter 21, verse 2. This is also a remez, a hint to the messianic redemption that can be found in the commandment regarding a Hebrew servant who serves another Hebrew. He is redeemed from bondage at the end of 6 years. For a Hebrew servant who was a slave in Egypt is not meant to be a perpetual slave again. At the completion of 6,000 years of history, the Gola, redemption, occurs, bringing a restoration to Israel and the Malchus Elohim, kingdom of God. Additionally, another commandment obligates a fellow Hebrew to redeem a brother who had been sold as a servant to a Gentile. In this case, he is redeemed by a relative through a redemption price. Any that is nigh of kin unto him of his family may redeem him. The relative who redeems his brother is called the Goel. The Hebrew word Goel, redeemer, may also be understood as a reference to the Messiah. He is like the Goel who is obligated to redeem his Jewish brother from slavery. How much more so is the Messiah sent to redeem his Jewish brethren? Shabbat Shalom.